Okay, good afternoon, travel partners. Welcome to this webinar and live tour Bosnia and Herzegovina, the most exciting destination in the world. Well, how are you, travel partners? I hope all attendants here are still safe and healthy. Today, Rida International, as a global leading DMC with more than 50 years experience to provide highest quality of service in cooperation with USAID developing sustainable tourism in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Tourism Association of Canton Sarajevo, and Tourism Organization of Republika Srpske, organized Bosnia and Herzegovina destination presentation webinar to our travel partners in forest markets, including Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Philippines. So, hello, travel partners, and thank you for joining us today. Well, of course, with a special live tour, we have special speakers, right? And today, first, we have from USAID Developing Sustainable Tourism in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Mr. Ibrahim Osa as the Chief of Party, Mr. Yusuf Yamakosmanovic as Tourism Marketing Specialist. Second, from Tourism Association of Canton Sarajevo, Mr. Faruk Kaluk as Senior Advisor for Development of Tourism and Creative Projects. Third, from Tourism Organization of Republika Srpske, Ms. Ana Lahik as Head of Development Department. Well, last but not least, my name is Marisa. I'm Senior Sales from Rida International Indonesia office. And today, I have Jory from Rida International Philippines also will accompany all of us today for this webinar and live tour, of course. Yeah. This webinar will full of enjoyment information, of course, about Bosnia and Herzegovina with a lovely live tour. And don't worry, if you have any questions to us, put your questions on the chat box below. We will have Q&A sessions after the live tour. So, all right, travel partners, here it is, and we are proudly present webinar and live tour from Bosnia and Herzegovina, the most exciting destination in the world. Please welcome Mr. Ibrahim, and the stage is yours.
Thank you, Marisa. This is a wonderful and exciting introduction, very vibrant. I appreciate it. And as you said, this is the most exciting destination in the world, and we're going to see why. We have a wonderful team across the country that's going to share with us live the sites, the places, some of the experiences, and whatever you see today, as exciting as they are, is as a small glimpse of what can you experience here in the country. And as I always tell people around the world when I speak about this wonderful Bosnia and Herzegovina, that whatever we show you, whatever you see, does not compare with feel. You have to come and feel it. You have to experience it. You have to be really here and feel the warmth of people, of the place, and the taste and sound that this country gives you. This is a wonderful destination. It's one of the newer destinations in the international marketplace. It's been around for a long time, but hasn't been visited as much. And therefore, this is quite attractive because we do not have mass tourism. It's a niche destination. It's quite interesting, but it has a variety of activities. From, if you're looking for cultural tours, you can curate 2 weeks of really in-depth cultural experiences, meeting communities, going to villages, eating foods at home or in restaurant or in ethno villages. You're looking for adventure. You have everything from rafting to mountain biking to cycling to hiking to, we have the generic Alps, for example, here. You can hike hundreds of kilometers and it's quite attractive. But the destination is quite interesting and that it offers the post-COVID traveler exactly what people are looking for. We have the outdoor experiences, we have rural experiences. More than half of the country is rural. So you can go in the wilderness, you can see the attractive villages, and each one has a personality, has their food, you see the honey producer, you see the dried meat producers, you see the cattle, you interact with the locals, or you can be in the city and you get a mix of everything from the handcraft makers to the coffee makers to everything else. And you'll see some of these today here. The country has taken COVID seriously, and with our support, we developed the COVID protocols and guidelines for the tourism and hospitality sector, and they're endorsed by the World Travel and Tourism Council, and the country has a safe travel stamp. And now many of the businesses have the safe travel stamp as well, because their employees went through the training as well that gives them that credential. And we're seeing across the board some really interesting experiences to be provided that you can only find here. We have a wonderful region called Hercegovina in the south. It has special plant varieties and special grape varieties you can only find here. You can only have a special type of wine in this region only. And we're working on a wine route. You come and have a wine route experience. And then you can have we have the World Rafting Championship coming to Bosnia and Herzegovina in May, just to give you an idea about the richness and depth of the product and how distinguished it is on a world scale. We have lots of world scale and world distinguished experiences that you can have here. My colleagues are going to take it away from here, but we're here to tell you that this destination is also going to be profitable for you as tour operators, as travel agents, that you have experiences that you can sell and you can package for as a standalone destination. It can also be a springboard for the rest of the Balkan region. And it is more economical for you to base here and visit Croatia from Bosnia and Herzegovina, or visit Serbia, or visit Montenegro. We go from here. And we'll be happy also to team you up with the local tour operators here in Bosnia and Herzegovina to support your package. But with this, I would like to welcome all of you. I will tell you that we're here to support you with our tourist board colleagues. And I wish you a lovely experience on this ride today, because it's going to be live. It's going to be interesting from the site. And I look forward to hearing what everybody has to say. Thank you, Marisa.
Wow, great. Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. Yeah, great information. And we also now have lots of updates, yeah? Okay, well, travel partners, we will continue to the next session, and I will invite the handsome guy here. So welcome, Mr. Yusuf. Go ahead.
Thank you, Marisa. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. I will have a presentation for you. So let me just share my screen. Those are the words everybody says when starting the webinar. So, okay, so hello everyone. Thank you for being with us. Thank you Marisa, and thank you Ibrahim for the great introduction. So my name is Yusuf Yamakosmanovic. I'm the tourism marketing specialist at the USAID Developing Sustainable Tourism Project in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Ibrahim already told you what we do. And I'm here today with my friends from two major tourism boards, Visit Sarajevo Tourism Organization of Republike Srpske, represented by Faruk, and we will together show you with the rest of the team that's scattered throughout the country that's going to go live why Bosnia and Herzegovina is the most exciting destination in the world. So we have an amazing country with a mix of cultural heritage from layers of civilizations that are visible in today's architecture, food, music, art scene. And we have a distinguished nature with half of the country being forest. And we contain half of all Europe's freshwater supply. So throughout this presentation, as I told you, we will have live streamings from various locations from all corners of the country. So stay with me until the end. Just like any other country, the country is administratively managed by different levels of government. So the two primary ones you should know are the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina and Republike Srpske, with each being a half of the country. So it's important for travelers and tourists to know that there are no borders between the two, and that travelers can move freely without even realizing which region they are. So many things make us special, including a country.
Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Are you sharing your screen right now? Because
I am.
yeah, we can't see the presentation. It's just black.
Let me stop sharing and share again. Sorry.
Now you do.
How about now?
Again black.
Again black?
Again black.
Yes.
Sorry. So
it appeared a little bit, but it went black.
Funny. I see it. I see it clearly.
Maybe you see it clear.
Let me stop sharing and share again. Okay.
Go.
Okay.
We can see it now. Again black.
Again black. Just a second. Let me see what's the problem here.
We can see it now, but when you put...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay now.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah. Hi, Yusuf, you unmute now. Okay.
Do it like this, Yusuf.
Sorry about this. Sorry about this.
Nemoj otvarat na prezentaciju, možeš tako listati.
Here we are. Are we good now?
Okay. Yeah.
We're good now.
All good. All good
Yeah.
now.
All good. So I was saying that we have two country names, right? Yeah. So can you please have everybody else muted while I speak because I have interference? Okay. I was saying that many things make us special, and that's including having a country name that highlights two key geographic regions. So Bosnia and Herzegovina are two regions. So it's a one country, two regions. Those are not two countries. And the two regions are, in fact, very different from each other. Bosnia, with its ancient kingdoms and castles one can still visit today, got its name from an old Indo-European word which means water, as it is rich in rivers and lakes. Herzegovina means the land of Herzog, and it's got its name by the most famous ruler that ruled these lands, Herceg Stjepan Kosača. Bosnia has a continental climate that is dominated by mountains and hills, while Herzegovina has a Mediterranean climate. It is much warmer than Bosnia. In Herzegovina, we have a 25-kilometer coastline where the city of Neum is located, which is our spot in the Adriatic Sea. I still don't see my slides moving now. It looks like it's...
Jusuf, ostavi tako, nemoj prebacivati.
Okay, so I'm pleased to say that Bosnia and Herzegovina has received the World Travel and Tourism travel stamp, and Ibrahim already told you more about it. So we will just go forward, and I want to show you a video what Bosnia and Herzegovina is really all about. So, but still, there are some problems here. Can you see it now? If I play it like this, can you see it?
Yes. Yes, I can see it.
Yeah.
So impacted by COVID, we have seen this fast shift to outdoor and rural tourism, and our country is perfect for the post-COVID-19 travelers. It's green, it's mountainous, it's mostly rural, and it is rich in biodiversity, and it's really sparsely populated. And did you know that around 2/3 of the country is covered in forest, and it's home to the last primeval forest in Europe, which is called Peručica. And we have a really remarkable history. And if there's really one country that represents the crossroads of the civilization, and it is Bosnia and Herzegovina, as it sits in the crossroads of all these civilizations that ruled these lands throughout the history. It has fascinating layers of history, and in each corner of the country, you can see the influences of the Byzantines, of the Venetians, Romans, Ottomans, Austro-Hungarians. And Bosnia and Herzegovina is first mentioned in the 10th century by a Byzantine emperors in his memoirs, as he's saying that he rules a land which is called Bosnia. So that's the first written document where our country is mentioned. Our capital, Sarajevo, is really a land of contrast. It's founded in 1469. It's located in a valley, located by mountains, and it is a meeting place of cultures. Going through one part of the city to another part of the city, you have a feeling that you are for a second in the Ottoman era, and just around the corner when you go, you have a different architecture that looks like that you are in Vienna. So it's a mix of everything. And did you know that the World War I started in Sarajevo? So in 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie were assassinated. It was in Sarajevo, which was an event that led to the start of the World War I. Today, at the corner where the assassination took place, we have a museum dedicated to Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie, and you can also take a tour in the exact replica of the car where that they drove in when they were assassinated. So let us now see a video about Sarajevo.
Relax. The past was here before you. This is your shelter. Feel the sensation of a cultural splash. Can you feel it? Wake up. Follow your friends. You will not regret this. Scratch the surface of history. Run the streets, and with each corner you encounter a different era. Feel the East around you. Explore. The West will find you. Close your eyes and open your soul. Wow, don't panic. You're welcome. Once you drink water from Sebil, you'll come back again. But promise your friendship at the Bridge of Love, and imagine a view from up there. Now sit and enjoy some coffee. That's handmade. There are plenty of details to explore. But try a local treat first. Yeah. Now go and explore. It's hard to tell which is better, day or night. And tonight, film came to Sarajevo. Tonight, Sarajevo is the center of the world. Yes, you will sometimes dream of this day, and sometimes the scent of coffee will take you back there. And yes, you will never forget this. Embrace your friends. Promise you Embrace your friends. Promise you will come back, because when you do, you'll be welcomed.
So now, joining us live from the Old Town, Sarajevo, is my dear friend Faruk Charuk from the Tourism Association of Canton Sarajevo. Can you please spotlight Faruk for me? Faruk, you with us? We can't hear you, Faruk. You're mute.
You're still muted, Faruk.
Can you hear me now?
Now
Yeah.
we can hear you, yes.
Good, 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 good. Hello, everybody. Hello, beautiful Southeast Asia. I love you all. We are here in the old part of town, in the center of the old part of town. My name is Faruk, and I'm a senior advisor for the development of Tourism Association of Sarajevo Canton. I will now go like this so you can see better the main square in the old part of town. So we are in the center of the old part of town next to Sebil. This is a fountain, one of the symbols of Sarajevo. Yusuf, mute yourself, please. And then you can cough as much as you want. This is the main square. It's a pretty early morning in Sarajevo. It's 9 and something, and it's -3 degrees of Celsius. It's not so warm like in your countries now. It's pretty cold, but it's nice. It's a beautiful day today. As you can see on the mountains, you can see the snow still. This fountain is one of the most visited tourist locations in the country. There is a legend saying if you drink water from this fountain, you will come back to Sarajevo for sure one day. So you have to come to drink the water and then you'll come back. The old town is full of historic buildings and also small streets you can explore. Each the craft that is done in those streets. Now we are going to Kazanjiluk. This is the very well visited street. Not now, obviously, it's early morning, as I said. It's full of coppersmiths that carve different souvenirs made of copper in an artistic way. This craft dates a couple of centuries back and is passed on father to son. So you can see a lot of souvenirs that are made, as you can see, as you will see now. Hello, is there anybody here? No, there's no anybody here now. Okay, so these are the souvenirs that are made by its own hand by this owner. It's beautiful. We have to find our own. Hello, Imali Koga. There's no anybody. Okay, we'll try with another shop. Oh, I'm malo izradio. Here we can see the man who is working. Dobar dan, dobro jutro.
Good morning.
Good morning. As you can see, he's doing it by his own hands. And he's making a lot of beautiful souvenirs that you can find in one of these shops. Here you are, you can see it. This is the special pot. This is the pot where we make a coffee traditionally and drink every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Trima kase.
So thank you. Bye-bye. So this is the small street that we can see here. This is the Kazanjiluk Street, but we are going back on the central point of old town of Sarajevo. This part is full of restaurants, coffee bars, small shops, and so on and so on. So don't miss Sarajevo, pies and cevapčići. It's a small finger-like meat, delicious. You know, this is the main street in the old part of town. When you finish this street, at the end, you will enter this Vienna-like part. Obviously, we cannot reach it now, but you can see the center of Sarajevo and this beautiful mosque in the center of old part of town, just one of 134, let's say, mosques in the Sarajevo. We have a lot of Catholic and Orthodox churches. We have a synagogue. We are called the small Jerusalem of Europe. Let's get back to me again, just to say goodbye to you. Enjoy this presentation and please come to Sarajevo as soon as possible. Thank you for your attention. Yusuf.
Thank you, Faruk, very much. Let us continue. Okay, let's see now, will this work? Okay. Still no, okay. So Bosnia and Herzegovina has 22 UNESCO significant sites, but the two most important ones are the Mehmet Pasha Sokolović Bridge in Visegrad and the old bridge in the city of Mostar. More about Visegrad, we will hear from our dear Branislav Andrić from the tourism organization of Visegrad. He will join us live. So Branislav, can you please spotlight Branislav for me? Thank you. Here he is. You are on mute, we cannot hear you.
Okay, hello from Visegrad, I'm Branislav, and I have a job to present my town for these 3 minutes. So, as Yusuf already said, we are one of the UNESCO sites of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and of course, the main tourist attraction in Visegrad, it's a famous Ottoman bridge, Mehmet Pasha Sokolović Bridge, made in the 16th century. So I will try to turn the camera to show you the bridge. I'm not at the bridge on the moment, but you can see a beautiful Drina River and the Mehmet Pasha Bridge. So together with the bridge, another big attraction is the touristic rides on the Drina River Canyon. So you can see some of the boats here, and the boats, they can organize a small rides, but also at the same time, it's possible to have a Drina River Canyon ride, like a half day or full day excursion. So another thing that is important is that we are only 2 hours ride from Sarajevo. So we are convenient for the daily excursions if your clients are based in Sarajevo. Another important touristic site in Visegrad, it's tourist complex Andrić Grad, made by the famous film director Emir Kusturica. So this is one kind of architecture theme park, and in the last 5 or 6 years, this is the main attraction together with the bridge. So all the other data can be found around website, and if there are any questions during this meeting, I will try to give you answers in our chat room. Thank you and greetings from Visegrad.
Thank you, Branislav. Okay, Mostar is the capital and the center of the Herzegovina regions. It's one of the most unique cities in the country. So the old town of Mostar is a UNESCO World Protected Heritage Site. And what we can see and what we can do in Mostar, we will hear from our own Miran Hasibovic, who is live with us from the old town of Mostar. So Miran, hello, can you hear us? Are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Greetings from Mostar, from the southern part of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Mostar, as you said, one of the most interesting cities in the country, and actually the first to be listed in the UNESCO World Heritage List in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So hi to everyone. My name is Miran, and I am representative of iHouse Travel. We do mostly income tourism, and we provide experiences. During this short introduction of mine, I will actually do my best to provide you with a brief but intense experience of the city of Mostar. So how I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna tell you a little story about Mostar history, and then I'll show you the old bridge and how the old town in Mostar looks like. So the bridge was built in 1566. Numbers are not really important, we will all forget them. But it's interesting why the bridge is so important, why the bridge is considered so beautiful. So there was one traveler back then in the 17th century that experienced Mostar himself. His name was Evliya Çelebi, and he used to be an Ottoman diary travel writer. And he said that the old bridge, it's a masterpiece, that he has never seen such a beautiful architecture. So I'm gonna now shift the camera and I'm gonna provide you with a little experience. Just 1 second. So welcome to Mostar. And this is the old town area. And it's a sunny day in the south of the country. And you'll see now how the old town looks like and why the old bridge is so interesting. Here it is appearing in the background. Look at the light, look at the mountain. So we are in low season. So you'll need to be a little patient. There are some works happening around. So I hope you'll hear me properly. Some souvenir shops are already open, as you can see. The cobblestones are incredible. Look at how shiny they are. Here is the plaquette remembering us. This is a UNESCO World Site from 2005. And look at the color of the river. So it's winter time, and usually it's a little bit more cloudy, the color of the river in the winter, but yet it's still green and beautiful. You can see the mosques, you can see the churches in the background, and of course, the old bridge. So what's interesting about the old bridge? Give you another 2-3 minutes to run away from the workers and tell you a bit more. Just 1 second. Okay, here we are back again. Now I can talk. So Evliya Çelebi, the traveler, said that on the bridge, he could see children diving from the bridge into the Neretva River. Back then, it used to be children diving from the bridge just for the fun of an extreme experience, if we have to be honest about it. It's really, really dangerous. We are now approaching the bridge. Today, a Coca-Cola commercial, we never miss that. And today it's professional, of course. We have professional divers jumping down. It's more than 20 meters into 4 meters of water. One of the most dangerous things you could think doing, so highly not recommended in any case. We have 2 festivals. One is the diving festival, late July, and the second one is in September with the Red Bull divers jumping from here down into the river. You see. Street dogs? Yes, but super friendly. As you can see, hello, little boy. Those are our friends here in Mostar. They are safe and they don't make any problem whatsoever. Okay, I hope this short experience in Mostar and with me was worth it the time. I'm going to shift the camera to say hello to everyone once again, to say, come to visit us, comes to experience this beautiful country, which Bosnia and Herzegovina is, and come to see yourself this beautiful place in the south called Mostar. All the best from Miran, from iHouse Travel. Take care. Yusuf, you can take the word now. All the best.
Thank you, Miran. This was great. Thank you very much. So let's continue. I want to show you a video of the acrobatic jumps that what Miran mentioned, the Red Bull World Diving Championship that's held every year in Mostar. So please enjoy. So our country is ideal adventure playground for every kind of adventure travelers. So we have it all, from biking, rafting, hiking, climbing, cycling, you name it, we have it. In Bosnia and Herzegovina, I already told you that we are very rich in rivers, but we have 262 rivers, and one of them officially is the coldest river in the world, and that is Neretva in Herzegovina, the river that runs below the bridge in Mostar. So Via Dinarica. Via Dinarica is the newest world's long distance hiking trail. There are three trails: white, green, and blue, and they range from they are suitable for beginner hike, those the advanced. The Via Dinarica stretches through more countries, from Slovenia, Croatia to Bosnia, all the way down to Macedonia. But the biggest part of it's in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So the trail won it was named one of the best new trails by the Outside magazine, and in National Geographic Traveler placed it in 2017 among 21 best trails of the world. The 350-kilometer section is in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And one of the interesting facts about our country is also that we have 78 peaks that are over 2,000 meters altitude. So Bosnia and Herzegovina has 4 national parks. Those are Una, Sutjeska, Drina, and Kozara. We have one of the biggest caves that stretches 7 kilometers long. That's Veternica Cave, and we have one of the largest natural birds reserves. That's Hutovo Blato, which are filled over 10,000 bird species, and it's a pretty amazing sight during the migratory season. Also, what is unique about our country, in the city of Tuzla, we are home to the only saltwater lake complex in the whole Europe, the Pannonian Lakes. So now let's see a video from our friends from the tourism organization of Republike Srpske.
You see that plane? It's tourists going somewhere else. Also, it's the only man-made object you can see in miles around you. That's us. We kept our nature untouched. Where are we? Well, right now, we are in the rainforest. But in Europe, we could be riding waves in the deepest canyon in Europe. You guessed it, we are in Europe, but a different one. We don't have a 6-star hotel, but is it important where you sleep when you can wake up in a dreamlike landscape? There are no food stands around the track, but there is food standing around the track. One can say we are the best in nothing. Especially in having nothing. No pollution, no tourists in lines, no big crowds. But oh boy, do we have adventure for you. Also, we do have great hotels, spas, resorts, and architecture that was made through the ages. From the little things to the major ones, we are proud. My grandma is proud of her homemade bread and her cooking. My brother is proud of how much he can eat of that cooking. My mother is proud of her coffee and sweets. And my father is a proud host. Apparently he's the best host in the region. We are the Republic of proud people, a cheerful republic, a republic of explorers and adventure, of nature, untouched nature, let's not forget that. We are the Republic of Srpska. Nothing much, but much more.
You are on mute, Yusuf.
Okay, I'm on. Here I am. So the Chiro Trail, it's the epic bike route that stretches all the way from Mostar to Dubrovnik. It has been constructed on the top of the old Austro-Hungarian era narrow gauge train track that connected these cities back in the Austro-Hungarian era of Bosnia and Herzegovina. It is 150 kilometers in length, and it is suited for beginners as well as for the advanced cyclists. And National Geographic actually named Bosnia and Herzegovina as one of the top 10 destinations for mountain biking in 2012. One of the most unique experiences that you can get in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and rarely anywhere else, is the wild horses safari. We have over 700 wild horses that roam free, and they are located in the near the city of Livno in Herzegovina, which is also very, very known for its rewarded cheese. So this is when you're in Bosnia and Herzegovina, do not miss to go to Livno and experience this wild horses safari in Livno. As Ibrahim mentioned you earlier, this year Bosnia and Herzegovina will be the host of the World Rafting Championship, and we have beaten China to get to be the host of it. So it pretty much tells you about our rafting experience. It's one of the most the best adventure experiences you can get in many of the rivers in the country, but the most famous ones being in the Neretva River, Una River, and Tara River, which canyon is actually Europe's biggest canyon, and rafting experience in this region is pretty much unique. So now joining us live from the city of Bihać is our Amar Alagic from Amar Alagic Adventures. So Amar, are you with us here? Do we have Amar on the line?
I don't see him, Yusuf.
Let me just check with my team. Ahmad has connection issues, so we'll go back to him once he fixes that. And let us now see the rafting experience on Neretva River, the coldest river in the world.
We have this open part, maybe for about half an hour to get used to the rafting. And then we will start, then we enter the canyon. Beautiful rock formations, you know, 800 to 1,000 meters going up. You can just drink the water. It's just pure, clean mountain water. It's like crayfish from the Neretva. Tells you that it's so clean.
Here I am. So winter, our capital Sarajevo is surrounded by mountains, and it was the host of 1984 Winter Olympic Games. So we have 4 Olympic mountains around our capital Sarajevo, with the best Olympic centers located there. But throughout the country, we have many other more skiing centers, so 12 in total. Bjelašnica, Jahorina, Trebević, and mountains that surround Sarajevo are the Olympic mountains where the Olympic Games were held back in 1984. So since then, these Olympic centers have been upgraded very much. So today you can go in there and experience skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, ski touring, whatever you. And what's really important, comparing to competitive destinations, it is really affordable. And the advantage that Sarajevo has, and it's just pretty unique, is that just 20 minutes to 30 minutes from the airport, you can be in an Olympic ski center experiencing Olympic skiing. And now joining us live from the Olympic Mount Jahorina is my dear friend Branka Spasovic from the tourism organization of Jahorina. Hello, Branka.
Hello, Branka. Could you see me and could you hear me?
Yes, I can see you.
Thank you very much. I'm Branka Spasovic from Olympic Center Jahorina. I hope you can see me, and yeah, I will turn my camera in order to see what beautiful day we have today on Jahorina. So the day is very nice, very sunny. We have, as you know, we have about 50 kilometers of ski slopes here on Jahorina. We have many vertical transportation here. As you see, this is the new gondola that is very full in the morning, as you can see, because it is early in the morning, so many skiers are already on the slopes. So as you know, we are near capital city Sarajevo, near international airport. It is only 30 minutes from capital city Sarajevo. As I said, Jahorina has 47 kilometers of ski slopes, also vertical transportation like gondolas, ski lifts, 6-seaters, and many slopes from black to blue slopes that are good for beginners of the skiing. As you know, here we have Olympic Games in 1984, so we are very proud about it. Also, Jahorina also built 10 kilometers of tracks for Nordic skiing that is very popular now. We saw this year because we have the best season ever here on Jahorina. In this moment, we don't have any empty beds here on the mountain, in hotel and private apartments. We have 10,000 beds here in Jahorina, but in this moment, we know that accommodation in Pale and in Sarajevo also is very full with tourists who comes to ski here. Also, skiers can enjoy in all other facilities like hiking, driving, ski do's, Nordic skiing facilities in hotels like spa, wellness, fantastic gastro offer that is very good here everywhere in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Also, Jahorina is a famous entertainment hub among the ski center, and we have many concerts here where we have most popular regional stars. Also, music festivals. Atmosphere here is, as you can see, very beautiful. We have tourists from all sides of the world, and people are very excited about this, what they can find here when he comes. It is very charmed, very beautiful, especially when this is when it's a sunny day like today. I now can show you only one part of the mountain. This is the center of Police, but also I hope that you can see some video that I sent, so just to see that it is very beautiful and it's very nice. So I would like to invite all people to come and visit Bosnia and Herzegovina, our Olympic mountains, our Jahorina. So it is very beautiful, and people when come here, they are very delighted about everything that can see in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Thank you very much. I hope that you can see the situation here, and welcome to Jahorina, welcome to Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Branka. See you. Bosnia and Herzegovina is home to the largest to one of the largest Catholic pilgrimage sites in the world. That's Medjugorje. So in 1980s, since the of Virgin Mary, many pilgrims have been coming to Medjugorje for the pilgrims. Since then, around 15 million have visited. So Medjugorje is located in Herzegovina region, close some 30 minutes drive from Mostar. Also, one of the largest Muslim pilgrimage sites in Europe is Prusac, and we have many monasteries or Orthodox monasteries scattered throughout the country. Sephardic Jews settled in Bosnia and Herzegovina in 1492 and are living here ever since then. And actually one of the most prized possessions that our National Museum has is the Jewish script called Haggadah, which has a very interesting story to it, because in the Second World War, it was saved by a Muslim who has hidden it inside the walls of a mosque, in one of the mosques in the mountains. So that's how the Nazis didn't find it and destroy it. That's how it survived. Rural tourism has been growing in the last 10 years in Bosnia and Herzegovina, because of the reason that our country is one of the rare places that you really can taste the old world Europe. So those are old farming methods, handmade tools and machinery, organic food, traditional lifestyle, and authentic accommodation in these villages that are scattered throughout the country. The highest inhabited place in Bosnia and Herzegovina, it's the village of Lukomir that you can see in this picture, and it sits on 1,495 meter altitude. And it can only be visited in the summer periods, because in the winter periods, people living there move down, and in the summers they go up. Because of the snow, you cannot visit during the winters. We have a large range of accommodation facilities throughout the country. Most of these are 3-star pensions, which are equivalent to bed and breakfast, and that are family owned actually. But we also have 4- and 5-star hotels that can be found in major countries, and we have also we have big brands like Marriott, Swiss Hotel, and some others. So basically, whatever your clients are looking for, even if it's that more authentic accommodation, we have it. If it's more luxurious, you will find it in these bigger cities. Let's not forget about the most important stuff, and that is food. So Bosnia and Herzegovina, we love to eat, and we have over 50 authentic food products that are organic, with geographic indications and certifications. Slow food movement is accelerating, and the center of it is actually the city of Trebinje, which is in Herzegovina region, on the very, very south, very near to the border with Montenegro. And now joining us live from Trebinje will be my friend Dragan Milošević from the tourism organization of Trebinje. Hello, Dragan.
Hi, greetings everyone from our lovely Trebinje. As you can see, I'm on the spot or the viewpoint onto the town called Hercegovinian Gračanica, which is like...
Sorry, Dragan, we cannot... now we see you. Now we see you.
Yeah, you can see me. As I told earlier, I'm at the Hercegovinian Gračanica, the best viewpoint onto the city. And as you can see, this mountain behind me is called Liotar. This river behind me is called Trebišnica, and that is famous Arsenaladić Bridge, the bridge from the same period as the one in Mostar, actually. So Trebinje, as a city, has a little bit of everything. I already mentioned Gračanica. This is the church of Gračanica, and this is the complex. This is actually the most visited complex, touristic complex in Eastern Herzegovina. So Trebinje has a little bit of everything. We have a perfect climate conditions. We have over 250 sunny climate, and which is suitable for growing wine, which are we best known for. We have over a dozen wine cellars in the city. Some of those are actually internationally award-winning wines, as some of them received golden medals in London, for example, for the wine quality. The city has, as I already said, a bit of everything. We have a very rich cultural, historical heritage, and I'm talking about old monasteries, old city, old bridge, and many sites. We are a mixture of culture, as Yusuf already mentioned earlier on the presentation. We have a mixture of Austro-Hungarian, of Ottoman, of Byzantine architectures and spiritual heritage. We have all the representatives of all the religions in the city. We have mosques, we have Catholic cathedrals, we have Orthodox churches. I already mentioned monasteries. If you are seeking for a sort of active vacation, we have that as well. As you can see on this river behind us, you can practice kayaking or boat riding. On the mountain, you have paragliding. We have a nature park near the city called Orient, where you can go hiking. And even on these hills around the city, there are old Austro-Hungarian fortresses, and there are trails that are leading towards the fortresses, perfect for hiking. We have cycling trails. I'm talking about kilometers long cycling trails for active vacations, which are leading by the old train trail called Čiro. Čiro trail. we have throughout summer, we have perfect swimming sites on the river. We have swimming pools such as Olympic pool, and we have indoor, large indoor pool. We have the pool on the river behind me over there. We have a huge, massive complex, probably the biggest tourist complex in this region, called City of Sun, which is perfect for MICE tourism. And inside of it, there is an aqua park. There is a large, massive apartment settlement. There is 5-star hotels, spa centers. Hopefully I haven't forgot anything, actually. Well, when we are talking about gastronomy, we have rich gastronomy, we have prosciutto, we have sort of all sorts of cheese products. We have one of the best quality wines, honeys in Europe, actually, and you can come here and see the honey production as well. Well, I hope this was at least a little bit enough to get your attention to actually come and see Trebinje. You can always visit the website of our local tourist organization, which I'm working in, which is gotrebinje.com, and you'll find further and more details about the city. I'll just let you have a look of the church where I'm at right now. Just sneak inside of it. Sneak peek. You see, this is like a classical Byzantine architecture that you can see in here. Well, I'll go outside. I hope this was, well, this was enough to get your attention, as I already said. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Drago, very much. We had some connection issues, but yes, this was enough for our viewers to have just a short glimpse of what Trebinje has to offer. As Dragan already mentioned, we cannot forget and talk about, and we will not, about the Herzegovina wine route. Dragan mentioned a little bit. Bosnia and Herzegovina has 2 indigenous wines. Those are white wine called Žilavka and the red wine called Blatina, and they can only be found in Bosnia and Herzegovina. There is a long tradition of making wines in this country, and more about it we will hear from my dear colleague Mirna Jelčić, who is right now in Herzegovina in one of the wineries. Hello, Mirna.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mirna, and I work with Yusuf in presenting this great country to you. We are in the middle of the village, in the middle of the vineyard. You can hear the machinery in the back, and you can see the vineyard of Blatina and Žilavka that Yusuf was mentioning. We are in front of the winery, and I wanted to show you what awaits for you if you are a wine lover or a food lover. The hospitality of these people and the quality of what they have to offer is, well, I can't describe it. I can show it to you. You can come and check it out yourself. I'm turning the camera just for you to see what can be a part of your experience when you come to Bosnia and Herzegovina. We are in front of the winery. They are going to show you the process, and we are going to show you the cellar and other very interesting experiences that you might see here. We are now going down into the cellar just to show you what the process looks like, where the barrels are, what they keep in them. Okay, see? Well, this is all mine for today, and it's going to be yours when you join us. Just for the size comparison, I'm going to stand here. Yeah, I'm quite tall, you know, and this barrel can eat me. Now, join me for something really special. me and my friend are here and we are having a breakfast. Everything that you see on the table is homemade. Everything that you see here is made with loving hands of these people. They are proud of their product. They are proud to show you how good their wine is, how good their cheeses are, how good their homegrown products are. So, okay, I'm going to grab a bite and I'm going to take a sip of wine. And yes, I'm inviting you to join us on Hercegovina Wine. It's never too early for a glass of wine. See you.
Thank you, Mirna. Enjoy. Okay, let's continue. So if there is anything in this world that we do best, I think that it is celebrating basically everything there is under the sun. We have many festivals, concerts, and celebrations throughout the year. But the most important, the biggest and the most famous festival actually is the Sarajevo Film Festival that is held every year since 1995. And every year, big celebrity names from Hollywood come to visit Sarajevo during that period. One of them being Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. They won't come together, I'm sure, again, but Angelina came after they came together. She came back a couple of more times. So we had Morgan Freeman, we had Robert De Niro. So every year, and despite the pandemic, these festivals have been organized. We already mentioned the Red Bull Mostar Cliff Diving. So we have some, just to mention a few of them, is the Nectar OK Fest. It's a big music festival. With that, we have the World Championship that I already mentioned. And what is pretty unique for a small country as ours, that we have a big film culture, and Bosnia and Herzegovina was nominated 2 times for an Oscar for a best foreign film, and we actually won an Oscar in 2002 for a best film. So now going to Banja Luka, it is the second biggest city in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and it is full of green parks, very beautiful, but it is the capital of nightlife in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So if you are looking to have really good fun, you should go to Banja Luka, because there you basically, the city never sleeps. Now joining us live to tell us more about Banja Luka is our Dražen Brdar, and I hope it's pretty cold today, and I hope he, being the last one, will not get cold. Hi, Dražen. How are you?
Hello. Hi, Yusuf. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. Luckily for me, I have sun. Yes, I was a bit afraid yesterday when weather forecast said that it was going to be -6. So basically, I put all of my winter clothes on me, so I feel a little bit hot now. Hello, everybody, to the rest of the people. My name is Dražen Brdar. I work in Banja Luka Tourist Board as an expert associate. Today, I would like to say something a little bit more about Banja Luka. As Yusuf said before, it's the second largest city in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's easily reachable by the plane to the nearby international airport that is connected with all major cities in Europe, and also easily reachable with the other means of transportation. Today, I'm standing next to the river Vrbas on the walls of the fortress castle. Let me just switch the camera to share with you my view. Nice. Now you can see the fortress, small part of the fortress.
Dražen, we lost you. I think we lost Dražen. Okay, let us continue. If Dražen comes back, please let me know. We'll have him join. Okay, Bosnia and Herzegovina is well connected with all the major European hubs. So you can easily reach the destination from Far East through Istanbul or Dubai. Some of the groups also reach the country through Austria as they start their journey from Austria, then go all throughout the Balkans, talking about the Far East. But we are pretty much very well served with all the major airlines, Turkish Airlines being the biggest one, but also Lufthansa, Fly Dubai, Ryanair, Austrian Airlines. So wherever you come from, you can reach the country. Our advantage is that we are under 2 hours flight time from most of the European aviation hubs. Today, what you can do for the country is open for tourists. The only thing that you need to enter the country is a negative PCR test, or proof that you have been vaccinated, or a proof that you have been vaccinated. So that's it. Do we have Dražen with us back? No? Okay, so this would be it as for the presentations. Now I'm calling my friend Ana and Faruk to join me, and we are ready to answer you.
Here we are. I hope that you all enjoy in these presentations. We had some technical problems with a few of them, but this was just a glimpse to see what we can offer in the country. And obviously it's the winter season, and the Jahorina had the best view on the ski slopes, but the rest of the country is best to see in spring, autumn, summer. So during the winter, you can ski on our Olympic mountains. If you have any questions, or we can answer the questions that some of you already sent.
Hi, Anna. Hi, Anna.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, that was amazing. Thank you very much for the speakers.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for that exciting presentation and live tour. We are blessed with a very nice weather.
Hi, Jory. Sorry for interrupting. So I think there is like echoing sound here. I don't know if it's from you or Anna.
How about now?
Still.
Can you hear me normally, or?
We hear you normally.
Yeah. Anna is normal.
Everything is normal. Okay. So at the start of the webinar, we asked the participants to type in their questions at the chat box. So if you have any more questions, please type it in. So now I'll be reading the questions and will be answered by our speakers. Our first question from Moses. How the cities after the Bosnia War? Are there still many ruins, or we can see or we cannot see it because it's far from the tourist attractions?
Anna, you're muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Well, the war finished on 95, so the most of the cities and the roads and everything is perfectly normal as all other European cities and the country. So you can see some of, but now they are mostly touristic sites just to show what was happening here. But the rest of the country is perfectly normal.
Yeah, you can. The country has been rebuilt, so you can. You don't have many places. Yes, here and there you can see scars of war, but it's pretty uncommon because basically you will not see big destroyed buildings and stuff like from a war zone because everything has been rebuilt. The war ended a long time ago. Okay, next question.
Okay, yeah, there are lots of comments here about how beautiful your country is. Okay.
Anna, you're muted again.
Someone. Yes, sorry.
Is it expensive to ski in this place? I think Miss Helen is referring to
Jahorina.
Jahorina.
Yes. When you compare Jahorina to some others alpine ski centers in Italy, in Switzerland, it's much less expensive than over there. And you have almost perfect ski slopes as you can find over there. So you can find accommodation from 15-20 euro and up per person. You can stay in hotels. They're a little bit expensive than the private accommodation, but you have a choice to choose between the hotels of five stars, 4 stars, chalets, mountain cottages, and all other accommodations in the country.
Thank you, Anna. Next question. Are there any hiking, camping, and cycling routes? When is the best time for this kind of activity?
Yes, as I mentioned in my presentation, we have the Via Dunarica hiking trail, and the best time to do is from May until end of September. So during winter it gets pretty cold and it's not best time. All these you can visit viadinarica.com and you will have more information on these routes and everything that is available on these routes. So these routes are marked. So the routes are marked. So there is no, if you follow these tracks, you will not get lost. Okay. Next one. Emina from Tourism Association of Canton Sarajevo is here with us. So Emina, please join us in answering these questions. Thank
Hello.
you. Thank you for being with us.
Hi guys, I'm here instead of Faruk. Faruk was there on Baščaršija area, and I'm here to answer all your questions about Sarajevo, Canton Sarajevo, and the tourism offer from our area. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Thank you. Next question, is the border already open for tourists? I think in general, Ms. Luz is asking if Bosnia and Herzegovina is already open for tourists.
Yes, we are open for tourists. And as I told you, the only thing that you need to come is to get on a plane, come here, present a negative PCR test or a proof that you have been vaccinated. So easy peasy.
Yes, okay. Okay, from Imelda, can the winery provide lunch, or how far the nearest restaurant from the winery?
Yes, they can. They provide full service, lunch, breakfast, dinner, whatever. And usually the wineries are sitting next to the vineyards. Okay, so it's a full experience. You go into the vineyards, you pick up grapes, you do, and then you go to the winery and have lunch, breakfast, or whatever served with these wines.
All right. This is critical question.
How will the ongoing Ukraine-Russia rift affect Bosnia and Herzegovina?
It will not affect us. We are far away from the Ukraine, so there is no reason for it to affect us. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I think this is the last question I'm seeing in the chat box. How much is a can of Coke?
How much? I think in the restaurants, it's like 1.5 euros in the restaurants. In the shop,
Yeah.
In the shop, I think it's 60 cents.
All right. Okay, so to our participants, are there any more questions? Or are we all amazed with how beautiful and amazing Bosnia and Herzegovina is? Okay, there's another one. How many days it will take for a tour of Mostar, Sarajevo, Medjugorje, and Banja Luke?
I think to visit all of the country, all these three, you will need like 7 to 10 days to experience actually everything. I mean, you can do it in shorter with just stop and see, but to have the full experience, it would be for the entire country, it would be like a 10-day visit with the full whole experiences. Of course, you can do it for a shorter time, but it will be like that. But all of these, what's mentioned, it would be 7 to 10 days.
Okay. How is the SOP for the COVID now in Bosnia?
It's pretty under control. We have just I'm not even sure, I didn't follow in the last year, but last what I remember, it was like 100 to 200 new cases every day. In the hospitals, hospitals are not overwhelmed with the COVID cases, so it's pretty under control. In the major cities, more than half of the population has already been vaccinated. So it's not what it was before. It's pretty under control. Even the requirement to wear the masks was lifted just a couple of days ago, and we are no longer obliged to wear the masks in the inside because the COVID level came very, very low to a low level.
Okay. I think that was one of Miss Helen. And then another one is, do we need to have to show COVID certificate when, I think this is vaccine, when entering restaurant?
No, it was the case, but now it has been lifted, as I mentioned, together with all these other regulations. So it can depend from a region to region and in the inside of the country. Some of the regions make bigger restrictions, but from what I know, all these restrictions now have been lifted.
Okay, what are the rules to enter your country except PCR test?
Well, obviously,
I send the Yusuf, I already sent regulation rules on the chat because there is a line 72 hours PCR or to be vaccinated with second dose, and you can find all the information. It's official information from the Bosnia and Herzegovina border police. So you can check it on the website, and they update it very regularly.
Okay. Is there any Indonesian or Chinese, Thailand-speaking guide in Bosnia and Herzegovina?
I can tell you about the Chinese tourist guide. We have tour guides on Chinese languages. On Malaysian, I'm not sure, but maybe Yusuf knows for the Sarajevo or the region.
I'm not sure for the Malaysian. I mean, do you have that information? Maybe something we can check. Maybe we can check and go back to. So please just write us down, Melissa, the contact of the person, so I will check and go back to her.
Okay, so I think that was all the questions. Thank you very much for that. Oh, there's another one. Is there a specific vaccine brand to enter your place from the Philippines?
No, we accept all vaccines.
So you accept Chinese vaccines?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There are no restrictions on which type of the vaccine.
Okay. So thank you so much to our speakers. That was a wonderful presentation and live tour. Thank you also to our participants for these questions. I hope that we can all now start to sell this wonderful destination to our clients. Feel free to contact your local Rida representative if you have further questions with regards to Bosnia and Herzegovina. I would also like to invite everyone to please like, follow, share our social media channels for more information and future happenings. Have a wonderful week ahead to all. Stay safe and see you in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.